What's up, fam? Welcome to Off the Reservation, a show completely written by an expert team of coyotes. That's right, a band of coyotes writes our show. I'm the number one wizard, Mal.
I'm El.
And I'm the son of Picasso.
Coyotes, huh?
Yeah, coyotes, man.
So are we talking about like coyotes that help people get across the border? Or are we talking about like the four-legged kind?
The four-legged kind, they're all working, they're all in a family. They share one restroom and...
they share that coyote trademark?
Yeah, they all got some whiskers.
Okay.
They got paws.
But enough about coyotes. Guys, today we are talking about acting.
Acting. To be or not to be?
That is the question. Well, the question actually is... we don't
really have a question.
But the topic of today is about acting.
Or films, I mean, in general.
Films, acting, just, making movies, man. That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Movie magic.
And later on, we got a special guest coming on.
Yes.
But before that, we've got our very own actor here at the table.
Who?
Well, it's not a coyote, folks. It is Malachi.
Wily Coyote.
Yeah, no, Mal, you've been an actor for several years. No, you can
I feel loosely like I'm an actor. Like I've acted. That doesn't make me an actor, but I mean,
Yeah, no, but like I've said this before. You actually have acting credits. Like you were listed. Like you've been on major productions. You know what I mean? Like you're there.
Honestly, I feel like it all started out, and it's all mostly been like the convenience of opportunity. Being in New Mexico, being Native American, there's only so many Native Americans that, can or that have the connection to be able to be in films. And so, I mean, for me, personally, like, being in Albuquerque, that's how it all started. Is there was what was it? They were looking for people, a cattle call they call them, and just trying to get in. They call it a cattle call.
And hundreds of people show up.
Yeah, and it's basically saying, hey, look, we're looking for extras. We're looking for people to be in parts and movies. Some minor characters, major characters, come in. We'll take a look at you, give you an eye, and then see if we might be able to get you some lines, or you just be in there as background. And that's kind of how it all started for me.
What was your first role?
So the first one I had actually was Sizzler. I did a Sizzler.
That's right, you did a Sizzler commercial, didn't you?
We all did.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we were in a Sizzler commercial.
No. I was already in college. I wasn't.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, we knew some people at Sizzler, and they were like, "Hey, we're trying to get a commercial." So they ended up putting us in it. A few of us, I don't remember who.
You and Dad, yeah, at the salad bar.
Oh, for the local Sizzler?
Yeah.
Salad bar scene.
That's funny.
That was me.
Okay, well, thinking beyond Sizzler, I guess your first. Well, I guess you must have been paid for that, right?
Sizzler, yeah.
Yeah, they paid him in Sizzler.
Got me some of the ribeyes.
The secret's out on natives and Sizzler. Like they know you work for free.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I worked on Into the West, and that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of interesting experience because it was my first experience with
that was
film
a really
industry.
big production. Wasn't that Steven Spielberg?
He was executive producer on that.
Yeah, and I didn't meet him.
Yeah,
but that was the thing is like when natives get presented with like opportunity like that, we all try to work together, and so I brought you guys in on it.
Yeah, all our cousins got in. Everybody had some sort of like role,
and we're in some part of the episodes.
Yeah.
Like I remember like just watching like on. I think it was like on TNT when it first released, and I was like, "Oh look, there's Elliot!
Yeah.
Oh look, there's
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, it was a lot of fun, and I think my favorite thing that I did out of all of that was getting an opportunity to ride horses, dude. Like growing up in Albuquerque, I mean, we don't really get a whole lot of horse action, you know. It's a city
Unless you
place.
go down to the to the ponies.
Yeah. No, you got to live in the corrals for that.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah. So you got a chance to work with horses and train, right?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of assumed that, like, when I showed up, they were like, "Hey, you know how to ride a horse, right?"
Well, you're
and I
native
was like,
and got long hair. I mean,
yeah. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I got all the experience. I'm an expert, bull riding horse person."
Like, it's in the DNA. You know, it's in the DNA.
And I was lucky I had the DNA
What does
because
he say? I'm without a paddle. He's like, you're a rear guide. Yeah.
Yeah.
What class? 4 or 5? Put those together. That's right. I'm class 45. That was you, right? Yeah.
I mean, no, I eventually, like, I got training. I did vaulting and a bunch of other things like that. But I got a little bit of training, and there was some really cool guys that I met there from Montana. So shout out to you guys, Dutch and the boys.
The Montana boys.
Yeah, Montana boys. That's what they called them. And
Man, I remember going to see you vault, like, do the riding lessons, and you were like on a
Vaulting.
giant Clydesdale. Like, that was crazy, man.
Yeah. The crazy thing about that is, like, the teacher was like, all right, you're going to run alongside it, and then you're going to jump and be on top of the horse. And I was like, I don't.
Like, how am I going to do that? Yeah.
And she was like, here, watch my grandson. And he was like maybe like 4 or 5 at the time, and he's running alongside this Clydesdale. And then all of a sudden he just like jumps and flies through the air and lands right on top of the horse.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, now I got to try this.
You know, it actually helped because I remember watching like some of the outtakes like they were showing, and you got like your horse got spooked. Remember?
Yeah, and I fell over. So
yeah, tell us the story.
I was riding the horse, and we were supposed to be coming out of this fort, and the horse ran up to this gully. And so we're all supposed to be like running horses and yelling and everything. And they were like, we want you to use both hands, no reins, kind of a thing. And I was like, I just learned how to get on a horse like 2 months ago. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And so I'm riding, and all of a sudden the horse comes up to the gully, gets spooked. I go forward, and then it goes, oh, I'm cool, takes off. And I just roll over the back of it, just land on the ground. And there's like 30 other horses running by me, and I'm laying there like, oh my gosh. I didn't get stepped on. It was freaky.
Wow, that's crazy.
And like, talk about like Hollywood, like the whole place went nuts because they were like, oh my gosh, is he okay? Because like he was considered talent, right?
Yeah.
And so it was like, you know, for scene continuity, imagine somebody getting hurt and they're like, oh, they have to reshoot every scene that the person was in. So like they were just like, are you okay? Like it was crazy.
Well, and then so I get up and I'm walking, and the director's like, I walk in and I'm smiling because I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I survived that. And the director was like, you should have just laid there. That would have looked so good. Now we got to reshoot it. And I was like, dang it, I can't do it again.
You're like, man, I can't even do it wrong right.
And that was like, boom, acting. Day one.
Nice. Well, hey, we've got our guest coming in now, and we're excited. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Jason Sunday.
Jason Sunday.
Well, this is breaking news with Brad Bearclaw. With the West Duty sighting, we have a developing story of our hero, West Duty, in the streets. We can go now to our reporter on the scene, Danny Darkhorse. Dan, what can you tell us?
So, we were just driving around in the van, and we just so happened upon the man, the myth, the legend himself, sitting on the sidewalk, petting a puppy. When he turned around to get the shot, and he disappeared.
Wow, what kind of petting technique does Mr. Studi employ?
He seems to favor a circular scratch pattern on the head and a few good pats on the rump.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's how West Duty pets a puppy. And this has been Brad Bearclaw signing off. Now back to you guys.
And we're back from those short break. We got Jason Sunday here with us
All right.
on Zoom, and we're zooming as usual. as always, as we zoom.
Always, yeah.
Light speed.
Light speed ahead.
Yeah.
Thrusters set to full.
Well, we were just talking a little bit about acting.
Acting, yeah.
And Malachi was telling us a little bit about his career and how he got into it. And we were very excited to have you on the show. Thanks for joining us today. For the folks at home that don't or may not have, know you yet, definitely can you fill us in and let us know, give us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Jason Sunday. I'm from Oklahoma, born and raised here in Oklahoma. I currently live in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. It's just north of Tulsa. Family come from the tribe of Cherokee.
Nice.
My family from the Wolf Clan, I believe is what our clan was within the Cherokee. Mm-hmm. And they all settled in northeast Oklahoma in a small town called Uchi, Oklahoma, which is now currently under a lake. The town of Uchi exists, but the original town is now under a lake.
Oh, shoot.
But that's where all of our family settled over there in northeast Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm currently lived here all my life. So
nice.
Like Oklahoma. So
nice. Well, that's cool. I mean, you got a cool clan name, the Wolf Clan. Like, I mean, my clans are like the many Hogans and many goats clan. So yours sounds powerful, scary.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what I guess what kind of got you into acting? Because that's where we met. We worked on a film called Lone Wolf Hill, and
sure,
we met there. But yeah, why don't you tell us about how you got into it?
Yeah, I come from a family of performers, really, and like all my family on the Sunday side, they're all musicians. So growing up, I was used to seeing my grandfather play his violin and uncles playing guitars, and so I was surrounded from that, at a young age. So naturally, I kind of gravitated towards like music and then performing. Mm-hmm. But really what got me into acting was a third grade teacher. I had a teacher in third grade, and she was older then when I got her, but she used to put on a program called the Americanism program, where she would take third graders and put them in a play, and she would teach them patriotic songs and dance. Yeah. And that's kind of where I got involved in it because she would teach us to sing and then do dance routines. And I just had an act for the performing, which I loved, I like performing. So that was kind of the initial kick that kind of got me started into it.
Nice.
And then naturally as a teenager, I kind of gravitated more towards music, and then got a band, and then started touring around with a band. And then, but I always had a love for movies, and my father at a young age, he worked as a projectionist at a drive-in and a movie theater. So
that's cool.
I was introduced to movies early on at a young age, like this is proper cinema. So my dad would have me watch all the old classics, and so I was watching James Dean, Brando, all those old guys, and I was always hooked to it. I was fascinated as like the acting and the stories and everything, and then just kind of went through college, and ended up meeting somebody that was a writer that had actually went and studied acting in the Actor Studio, which is not the original Actor Studio in New York, but the Actor Studio in Los Angeles. And he attended that school there, the Actor Studio, and there's a guy named Peter Callis there. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he talked about him a lot because he's now like really well known within the acting community. Mm-hmm. But this guy that I know, David Crawford, he was attending acting school as a writer because he wanted to know more about actors in the sense when writing, if he could get in their mind. He wasn't wanting to be an actor. He was just trying to understand actors. So I believe he went on to go write some stories and stuff like that. But he's the one that introduced me to like the history of acting. I met him at a local theater here in my town and took a couple of classes with him. And he introduced me to the history of acting, the Moscow Art Theater, and how it evolved into the group theater. And then, so that was where I started learning the history of acting, and all the teachers that were all, if you know any of that, the Actor Studio in New York, they all kind of combined, and there was a group of people, that were all involved early on in early acting. Yeah. So I was learning the history of it. I really wasn't doing any acting then. I was just learning the history of it and just trying to figure out where did it come from? How did it start? You know, so, and then it just kind of went from there. I kept learning, got into some, you know, church plays, some local theater stuff.
Yeah.
And then just kind of picked up from there, you know. But recently it's just kind of, you know, having a family and getting older, and now I have more time for myself. So I want to, you know, try to get back into it again. So I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot is what I'm saying. You know? So it's a constant learning experience, you know, so, but yeah, I mean, I've always had a love for it though, you know, and something just, you got to keep working at, you know, you never, I think actors never really master the craft. You're constantly you got to keep working, you know. If you think about it, acting is really one of the only things that anybody could say they're an actor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could buy a piano and have a piano in my house. Could I say I'm a pianist because I own a piano? I mean, it's really about the work that you put into it, because it is a skill. Acting is a skill. It really is.
Something can be taught, right?
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, but you have to have the self-discipline.
You got to work at it, right?
To do things. To learn the craft.
Well, you mentioned
and that's something.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was gonna say you mentioned that you're also a musician and an artist, right?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that your creative process and those tend to flow over with like the way you're approaching acting? And
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Because like music to me, when I write music, I hear it like and I see it like in colors and tones.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. A visual.
And so it's kind of like painting, the same way as painting.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably the same thing. You put some music on and you start wanting to paint something, and the next thing you know, the music is influencing your painting, or vice versa, or whatever.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, they all interconnect, I think, you know.
Yeah.
But as you guys as artists, you know, you get in that mindset, and it's that creative process opens up, and you know, you can go anywhere with it. You know?
Yeah.
But definitely, they interact with one another.
Awesome.
For sure.
Would you say, so you had mentioned one of your heroes, or do you have any other acting heroes that you looked up to when you were coming up in that, you know, coming into to the acting world?
Yeah, sure. Obviously, like the older guys, like, you know, Brando and James Dean. You know, they all studied under, you know, under the same people. You find out that they studied, like Stella Adler, which was an acting instructor. You know, they studied under her. But more modern, I would probably say, like, obviously, like Robert De Niro. You know, I like De Niro. Like Joe, you know, those type people. You know, there's a whole list of them, really, man. Like I could say all day. And name actors. It's had influence on you, you know. But
nice.
Those are probably my favorite, you know, as far as that really changed acting. They really are the ones that kind of pioneered the way that acting was evolving. So that's kind of what I look at when I see them, you know.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. Well, hey, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. We've got Jason Sunday on with us.
Hey guys, thanks for showing up. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe. And to also share our show so we can get out there and meet more people and become viral. Now on with the show.
And we're back with Jason Sunday. Yeah, so after those short messages, and so we were just talking about you know, how you got into acting, but you and I we met through what was it, Lone Wolf Hill, working with the director Alex, and you know, that was a lot of fun. And I think we were gonna talk about a few of those cool things that happened on there. I mean, I don't know about you, but one of my favorite things about like doing the films, working in film, is like all the cool sets that you get to see and like the places you get to go. I mean, like being from New Mexico, like everything out here is kind of more desert related, and you know, out there they had the tall grass, and I was walking around, and I wanted to go wander through it, but one of the other guys was like, you don't want to do that, you're gonna pick up some ticks or something.
Where did you guys shoot? Where was this shot?
That was in Bentonville, Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Arkansas.
And it was really beautiful out there. I mean, I was surprised at like the weather and everything. I mean, landscape is a big thing to me.
Yeah, I know. We got in on the lucky part because when they started that film, they had filmed it in the summer apparently, and it was just brutal hot over there. So when we filmed that, what was it? Was it October? Yeah, it was October when we filmed. So it wasn't too bad. It rained a little bit, which but it was, other than that, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah. Oh man, I remember. So here was the thing: is Alex had asked me like, hey, can you we want you to be in on this, and I was like, yeah, sure. He got me the script and everything, and it's been a while since I've done any acting, and so I was like, man, I tried to work really hard on trying to get my lines, and I built it up in my head and trying to play it cool. And then I got there and I just butchered it for almost an hour, and I was like, come on. It was not the day. It was not the day.
I'm sure that happens, right? Yeah, I'm sure that happens to plenty of artists, right? Or actors and everything,
Yeah, no, it was just like I bombed, and then I just kept bombing afterwards, and you guys were just so cool, oh no, it's cool, it happens, and I was like,
It happens, man. I know that the first day when I did the opening scene, I had kind of a monologue there, and it was, I had it all memorized and was ready to go. But, having to repeat those lines 2 or 3 different takes from different angles and just doing it, my mind just kind of went numb for a second. I forgot everything. So I eventually had to pick up the script and was like, okay, all right, and just read through it, But we had that a couple of times with some people because we had to learn Kiowa too. I don't think you had to speak anything in Kiowa, did you?
No.
But I had to actually learn some Kiowa, and then the guy that's playing Lone Wolf, he had to learn more than I did. So he had his work cut out for him. So that's a hard language. It is. Kiowa language is language. But
what was the movie about? What was the movie about?
It was about the guy that wrote it, Jay Benham, is an artist there in Bentonville with Red Otter Studios.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it is about his family lineage. I believe it's his great. I don't know how many greats it is. But Red Otter was his great grandfather, and he was the half brother of Lone Wolf. And the story is about the 2 Kiowa brothers. Their sons were killed, and they were going to go collect their bones to give them a proper burial.
Yeah.
And that was kind of basically what the story is about, and in the traditional Kiowa tradition.
Yeah.
So, but that's basically what the story is about.
Journey. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's I saw the trailer, and it looks really cool.
Oh, it looks awesome.
Yeah. Quite a few. There's quite a few action scenes, it looked like, right?
Yeah, there is. It's a good story, because it's a true story. There's not a lot from the Kiowa that I know of that's been put out about that history.
Yeah.
And a lot of the ritual, we cover one of the rituals they would do, that the Kiowa, when they would lose a loved one, they would literally cut off one of the ends of their finger.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to portray that within the film. But some of that's still traditional stuff they kind of keep sacred. But there was little bits in the film they wanted to share, and that was one of the things we were able to do that they wanted to make sure to put in it, just to let people know.
Yeah, I remember when we filmed that scene, it was at night, and it was really cool, with Gabby. She was the flute player, and she was playing while you guys did the filming of the ceremony. And man, both of you guys doing that, man, that was rough, that was rugged. It was good though.
Those scenes turned out really great too.
Yeah.
In the film, they look really good. Yeah.
Nice.
I think that was probably some of my favorite part of that film, really. Those scenes there.
Oh, that's so cool.
Nice. And that's coming out later this year? Is that correct?
Well, to my understanding, it's just going into film festivals right now. The director said he submitted to 15 or something film festivals around the world. So we're just kind of waiting to find out if they're accepted and where they're going to be seen at. And I think that'll be the only way right now.
If they're going to happen. And we're back. Sorry about those technical difficulties, everyone. Whenever you're messing with Zoom, you never know what you're going to get. But we were talking to Jason about, working on the film Lone Wolf Hill, and jumping off of that, are there any, I guess, tips that you would have for young actors? I mean, personally, I feel like I'm barely even one.
I feel the same way. I think we're constantly learning. You know, I think if I were to give any advice to any young actors, is to put in your work. Don't neglect the basics. Starting early, learning early, and then be prepared for rejection, because I think, as Malachi probably knows, that's part of it. You're gonna hear no a lot as an actor, because you can't book every role. So you book it and you move on. That's what you learn. So be prepared to hear no, but just stay. If you love it, you'll stay with it, and you'll just keep doing it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, hey, Jason, thanks for being with us on today. Is there anything up and coming we should be looking out for as far as what you got going on in your life?
Yeah. I've got a couple of more projects that I'm actually filming right now. One is a fan film. It's called Bride of Jason. It's cool. directed by a friend of mine, Nathaniel Davis. It's 1261pictures.com. But it will probably be on social media. You'll probably see it on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram.
Okay.
And then there's another film I'm involved with. It's called Realms, the series. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Supernatural that was on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was it's lightly based on the idea of that. It's a supernatural type of film. I don't want to say it's like that film, but it's just something to compare.
Gotcha.
But we're in early production of that and writing, and there'll probably be more stuff coming out on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram on that.
Nice.
And, if anybody wants to follow me, it's Jason P. Sunday on Instagram and Twitter. And you can usually probably see that stuff on my pages, because I'm always sharing it. People sharing it. So, cool. But, that's currently what I got involved going right now. So, yeah.
All right.
Awesome. All right.
Well, thanks so much, Jason, for being a real trooper and putting up with us, just figuring all this stuff out. We let Jason know he was the first guest that we've had on via Zoom. So we were working on a lot of technical difficulties, and like I said, he's been a trooper. So we really appreciate you taking your time out today and talking with us, man. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for the show today. Along with that, make sure you guys check out Jason's all of his Instagram, Facebook, and as well as ours social medias as well.
Check us out. Be sure, and also remember to be sure to rate, review, and subscribe, and also share our videos. That's very helpful.
All right, cool. We'll see you guys next week.
Lotto.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.